Welcome everyone to becoming a female entrepreneur. My name is Danny D, owner of Danny D Fitness. And go ahead and give me a follow on all social media platforms at Danny D Fitness 1. And check out my website, dannyfitness.com. So on here, this is a video just about like my 5 years of my business. Here.
Hey everyone, my name.
The 3 pillars of Danny D Fitness. Get your movement in, fight for what you want, love your body throughout. LLC or sole proprietorship. So basically, long story short, I thought originally in LLC you had to have 2 people. That's why it was different than sole proprietorship. Definitely not. I've learned a lot in my past 5 years of owning a successful business. And basically, LLC, there's paperwork and filing fees. Sole proprietorship is just more on you, but you're completely liable if something happens, right? So you'll see a lot of people, for example, in my business, personal trainers who do not have an LLC. And to me, that is not being a business. That is just them being a contracted trainer. So I kind of differentiate my brand and my business by that. So as soon as I started Danny D Fitness, August 1 of 2017, my LLC was already filed before that. My shirts were ordered, my bands were ordered, like everything that promotional materials, the logo, the font, all of that was already done leading up to it. The biggest thing I can say that I've learned over the past 5 years is to build your community. So in building your community, I would do give back boot camps on Thanksgiving, on holidays. I would do, I'd be sponsors for Mercy Healthcare or for St. Jude or for the American Lung Association and different nonprofits. I would host huge classes and have people come out just to have them get their movement in, or Find Your Fit festivals as well that I've done in Franklin, Murfreesboro, and Nashville to help people to not even just train with me, but to find their fit like in their healthy lifestyle regimen. And that's been very special. So are you a brand or are you a business? And how can we be both? So for me, like I was saying before, I differentiate myself as a brand because I have done the branding, all of the things that are encompassed with that. I have shirts, I have a Fight Energy booster supplement product, I have journals, I have hoodies, I have all these different things, bands, things that people can like wear and be and know the business without having to actually be a client, right? And when it comes to just being a business, I think that that's where most businesses aren't successful after 5 years, or even up to that point, because they haven't figured out what makes them different and what makes them special. So what I like to do is showcase different sides to your business and be transparent. So on here, as you can see, I'm at a heavier body size than I am now, still rocking Danny D Fitness booty shorts. I am very open with my people that I am constantly on my phone, my computer, my laptop, trying to, fight for what I want, help people to help them fight for what they want, but to grow this brand even beyond what I think that it can go. So it, for me, it's been very special to watch it grow, but that has been, being transparent has been the main reason that it has grown the way it has. Should you have a website? Yes, 100%. I got my body positive influencership because a woman in Chicago was looking at Nashville trainers and found my website and reached out to me and gave me the first body positive influencership at this high rise in Midtown. And that was really special. So definitely I would have a website because you never know who it could reach. And this was actually at a point in time where I felt like no one was paying attention to Danny D Fitness and nobody really cared, and it was kind of just like mute to them. And so I will say, like, having a well-rounded website, like I remember I had done it the cheap way before and just had so many issues with it and whatever, and I did not have time to make it myself. And I know that about me. That is not a strength. So like I said before, identify your strengths and weaknesses is crucial in having your own business. With DannyDFitness.com, I had a friend who owns his own business. To help support him too, he created the website. So that $5,000 that I spent on a website, it's kind of like, whew, that was a lot, right? It ended up getting me the equivalent of $30,000 to be able to live for free in Nashville as an influencer, right? So if you look at the grand scheme of things, that 5 helped me get the money back and to be able to live in Nashville, save money on gas, and be able to train 2 blocks from where I train out of my and train my clients. So it was very special. So at the time, it may seem like a lot, but it's worth it. Danny D Fitness, I trademarked this about 2 years ago, so about after being 3 years into my business. The reason I did this is because I was getting more like nationwide publicity, but also because I love the logo of Danny and Dandy Fitness and how it's structured. It obviously is my name, but the way that it is, the font is trademarked, and as well as the actual logo itself. So for example, someone cannot even use that same font like in that way. And then from there, the other part of this is when it comes to like the actual logo, like if someone put on their shirt like Danny or they put Danny Fitness, like they're in copyright, like or a trademark infringement. And so that is something that will come in handy, you know, if I, or when I do go, you know, it's globally or whatever happens. It's just good to have these things covered because I do have shirts and I have, you know, bands and I have on my logo and everything. So I got a trademark attorney and they helped me out, and I love to work with local businesses and usually like solo agents. That really helps me feel like I'm giving back to the community in that way as well. So in that way, it's just a short, direct conversation. And so from here, you can kind of see my goal was to live for Nashville for free when I became Connect's Nashville Body Positive trainer and influencer. And then I became Strongest Woman in Nashville in 2019. That was another goal that I manifested. Having my own mural as well at my gym that I train out of, which was really cool, the opportunity that came from that. And having my own supplement, that's another thing that I manifested, as well as my Love Your Body sign was on the Nashville sign. And that was really cool in 2020 for a Love Your Body initiative. So thousands of people drove past that billboard every day for, I think it was 2 weeks. So again, manifest things. There's no dream that is unobtainable. It's only if you limit yourself and get in your own way. Get Your Movement In is the training side of my business. That is actually how I make my money. So that of my personal training clients. And client testimonial, Katie, she said, she helped me understand and believe that I could do this. In her three-prong approach of fight for what you want, get your movement in, and love your body throughout, it attacks every angle to be able to become the best version of yourself, all while working hard and having a good time. More than the physical, the mental journey has been absolutely crucial. You want to have those client testimonials up on your website, as well on your Instagram, as well as anywhere else you can post them, because they are, that people do read them. You have to internally keep growing if you want your business to grow. So you may be sitting here as an entrepreneur saying, man, my business doesn't go anywhere, kind of have this lull and things like that. I had that in 2018. And what did I do? I found myself a trainer, which then that led me into strongman competitions, which then led me into becoming Nashville's Strongest Woman, which then led me to becoming seen all over 50 million views for flipping a 500-pound tire, and then led me to be sponsoring bodybuilding shows and competing in my very first bodybuilding shows a few months ago. So again, the trajectory of things, because I put myself first and I knew that I had to invest time in myself, is how my business grew. Fight for what you want, that's the part of my business. It was my first saying that I came up with. It is now its own energy booster supplement that you guys can try. A daily dose of vitamins, 125 milligrams of caffeine, and it tastes really good, and it helps you stay on track with your journey. And this was me actually getting it in stores. So I was one of the only female brands in Nutrition Factory stores all over Tennessee.
When you manifested, you'd have a product in stores one day. Fight for what you want.
So that was a really special moment for me. And so you guys can go pick up some, or you can get some here today. And then, yeah, so there's a little bit more about Fight and why I created it. And I created it for myself first because I needed something to drink throughout the day, and that's actually what I'm drinking right now. And again, no real, harsh artificial flavors. It tastes good. It gives me that little pick-me-up throughout the day, middle of the day. And I have it to start off my morning as well. Create a tangible product. So that's what Fight is, and I always wanted that. And that was something that was really important to me. To have an actual product. So besides shirts and bands and things, like sweat towels that I gave out at events and things, I wanted to, have that and have it be in stores. And so it's really cool. Love Your Body Throughout. That is the coral side of my business. That's the Body Positive Fitness Initiative, MoveFit Pop-Ups, Love Your Body Podcast. All of those are comprised. All of these are free things most of the time, or very small amounts, like it's, with MoveFit, to come and just pay to come and get some drinks afterwards or whatever, right? So it's really my initiative to just help people feel safe and get the content and listen to more ways to be able to love yourself throughout your journey. So on here, basically my media standpoint, so knowing people and networking and having those connections are crucial. Knowing Brittany Weiner and having her on Channel 4 News for as long as I did was amazing. I went on there several times. She talked about, my tire flip to...
She was named Nashville's strongest woman because of this, which is incredible. It happened during a strongman competition at Vanderbilt back in 2019. But why are we talking about it today? Well, she downloaded TikTok during the pandemic.
So she went through all of my stuff, and she just helped me to be able to grow, and be able to see seen. And then Nashville Sign just reaching out to them, pitching a Love Your Body initiative, and them saying, yeah, let's do it. You never can. The biggest thing I want you guys to take away from this, honestly, is don't be afraid to ask questions. Just ask fight for what you want. Ask for what you want, because you never know, and the answer is always going to be no until you ask. And you're like, oh yeah, I got it, Danny. I ask people all the time. But seriously, if you're sitting on something right now and you're like, there's no way, they'd never reach out to me. I'll give you an example. I reached out to Shape Magazine on my Instagram when I was in 2017. Hey guys, my name is Danny. I just started my business. I would love to connect with you guys and do something with you all, right? Okay, fast forward 5 years, and I'm their first Nashville Shape Squad instructor. I've been featured in their magazine, as well as have taken over their Instagram. And I actually went back and saw those messages I sent, and they never read them because they have millions of followers, and you know what I mean? So they just didn't read messages like that. That was not the way to contact them, but I kept manifesting it, and eventually someone saw my tire flip video, reached out to me, and then that's how it went. So again, going back to putting myself first, having that healthy outlet of movement, then allowed me to get in front of people who I wouldn't have been able to see, otherwise. So it was very special. From here, my MoveFit pop-ups, I do them all over Middle Tennessee. They're a good time, a lot of fun. Men and women do them. Modify, they advance. We do them at night, we do them in the day, inside, outside. Hey. And again, building that community like we were talking about before. And then from here, guys, we have my Love Your Body podcast. This was another outlet for myself that I started. And it happens on Spotify, Apple, and iHeartRadio. It comes out every Wednesday. And so make sure to check that out. Leave a 5-star review. Would love for you to subscribe. But it means a lot to me. And I get to interview a lot of amazing people, a lot of partners, a lot of people I have partnered with over the years. And so it's a very special podcast.
Which is really cool.
And, be the first. If you can, if there's any chance where you may not be creative, but maybe you have a business manager or maybe you have someone you can talk with, but be the first to do something, okay? So if you know that there's a local nutrition store that doesn't have a lot of female entrepreneurs, businesses in there, try to get in that store with your product. If you're somebody that, hasn't been, your type of business you do, maybe Reiki or something, isn't really promoted in the city that you live in or whatever, try to get with someone and connect with them to say, hey, let's have an event. Let's do a little pop-up. Can I come out and show you what I do? Or just try to find different avenues. So for example,
looking for something to do for your weekend? Check this out. Fifth and Broadway. Of course, they have lots of opportunities.
So I reached out to them to be the first pop-up fitness event. And they had just been built. And it was super exciting.
Move Fit with Danny D Fitness, and
Yep.
it'll be easy to find because it's happening right
And we had about 50 people that showed up. It was awesome. We had a DJ, and it was super cool.
MoveFit is a strong and athletic dance format that I created 8 years ago. It's meant for everybody, literally. So, young, old, male, female, big, small, everyone is welcome to this. We have modifications, we have advancements,
So yeah, and just getting to be able to do that set me apart from now there's regular fitness that happens there, but again, being the first. So these things do really set you on a new path and differentiate you from being a business and a brand. And so some more MoveFit videos, and then also partner with big brands. So this was my Shape Squad initiative, a video from there. So I had to go to an amazing place. I just reached out to them the day of, said, hey, we need a location for this, and they let us come up there. If I wouldn't have asked and assumed that they would never let me come, then I wouldn't have had this amazing footage and been able to do this virtual workout in front of thousands of people. So just such a super fun time. And then also, again, reaching out to my contact at the news and getting on there to talk about, it's gonna go up. Yep, and to get onto Nissan Stadium as well.
Nothing can stop me. I'm all the way up. All the way up.
And again, remembering, not waiting till you're the right size, right? Not waiting till you're the perfect this or that to be, to go do things. Like, I was injured when that happened, and I was like, I'm gonna modify the heck out of this workout, but I'm gonna be there because I'm not gonna let this opportunity pass itself up. Find something for yourself. Videos seen all over the world. So this was my tire flip video, 500-pound tire flip. Me finding that passion for myself, it opened up so many doors. And it gives me an outlet because, again, as you guys know, as entrepreneurs, you're working 24/7. So you really want to focus on having that other outlet that it can be related to your business, but it also, is fine if it is just like going to get your hair blown out, or if it is just going on hikes with your family or with your dog or whoever, right? But you got to find that to be successful, I truly believe. And then 5 years of success. So like I said, always having the right, like the best of the best, like spending that little extra bit of money, but again, writing it off at the end of the year, it's fine. But for the banners, for the tent, for the booth, like it represents you, like the bands even, like how they are, like, I never take mine off. And so it's just one of those things where it's like having that, like setting the example with it too, is just crucial. And so people are always seeing something, right? Like I wanted to dress up today and look nice in like my Real People clothes, but like having my band on and like having my sweatshirt present and having things and drinking fight and always be talking about your business, always be sharing about your business with others. And then on here, adapt and overcome.
Well, for some of us, staying home during COVID-19 is
So during pandemic, I don't know if it affected your guys' business or if it ruined your business or if you had to let go.
This has been the slowdown.
But I overcame and adapted
Finally start a healthy lifestyle.
and went virtual in my parents' office at the time.
Online classes and virtual
And I actually got more clients than I would have if I would have been in person.
Great job, 20-second rest.
I made it work. I gave them a huge discount to like continue to train with me.
For clients on track and motivated.
Funny enough, I've actually gained about 4
Mm-hmm.
clients throughout this whole pandemic.
Caitlin Cobbett was one of them. Furloughed from her bartending job downtown, she said she no longer had the excuse.
So yeah, hip thrust, doing it all, guys. But again, was it ideal?
So
No,
I needed an outlet. I couldn't go to the gym.
but it worked out and I had an amazing time, and again, it kept me having income coming in, so I didn't have to be dependent on anyone. And shortly after that, I moved into the high rise at Connect, and it all kind of fell in place. And then also finding a new outlet. So you always want to be changing with your journey, just like you're changing your business and you're updating things, and maybe you have a brick and mortar and you update things, right? So you want to focus on like, how do I update myself? Well, you always want to continually be getting better. So whether that's therapy, whether that's nights out with your employees, where you're just going to somewhere like a Topgolf or doing something fun and interactive. If you are for yourself, like eating with a meal plan, or you have a private chef or something, or, any of those things, right? But if you're on a budget and you're trying to look for something, like movement is always key. You could go walk, you could go ride your bike, do things like that. But I chose to go to do bodybuilding shows, and that was my next journey. And it was just something that it helped me stay on track and helped me kind of relate to my clients a little bit more as well. And after doing strongman for so long. So I did that, had a great time, enjoyed it, loved myself throughout. And it was a lot of fun, and sponsored both of those competitions and was the first body positive fitness sponsor for the bodybuilding shows in Tennessee. And again, being the first to make these things happen does set your brand apart.
My journey to
First body positive fitness sponsor, National Fit Show. Yep, so we said that here. And then my social media presence, as you can see, all of them are Danny Fitness One, because there's a sense of consistency with these things. So you don't want to have something hard that someone's not going to remember, or a lot of dashes, or a lot of whatever. So if you can, whether it be on your Instagram or Twitter, however you're reaching people, keep it the same every time. And the other part of this, is like with when it comes to your, trademarking, your logo and stuff, like keep the colors similar. Like my colors are black, blue, and white, and then I do have my coral because coral is, or black and blue, but my coral color is for MoveFit. So again, keeping those the same as well. So my sweatshirts are that color, my bands, my journals, all of those things tie in with a theme so that people are getting that brand recognition. And so when they see those colors, they know it's you, versus it kind of being like left in, like static noise. So I really believe that is important. Even with this presentation, with the blue and the black and the white, if you noticed, I had those colors always. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask.